Hi guys, it's Ghostboy117. Welcome back to the channel. This video is to start a new playlist which I'm going to be creating for my channel called Real Talk Moments, where I basically go and rant about stuff that's been bothering me or stuff that's been on my mind for a lot. And with that being said, the talk of today is car problems. Now, I'm not sure if any of you guys have had this moment happen to you, but you know when something bad happens to your car and you're driving. I'm not sure if some of you guys can relate, but how I react on the outside, I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with this. I should pull over. But on the inside, it's a lot like this. But maybe that's just me. Maybe me just exaggerating a bit. But to me personally, I find when shit happens to your car on the spot, it's probably the most stressful thing on the planet. And I'll tell you a story about that. It happened almost a year ago when I was coming home from school. And this is when I was coming home from the Torrance campus. So, my dumbass forgot to check if I had radiator fluid or coolant fluid in my car. But when I first drove over there in the morning, it had some. So I'm like, okay, it's no biggie. Didn't have to worry about it too much. When I was trying to come home, however, I noticed things were a little bit weird because when I would drive, it was heating up excessively. Like, it was getting quickly hot just from me driving it for 5 minutes. And it kind of turned on that red switch in your brain that tells you, hey, fucker, this is a problem. You probably should look into this. And I'm like, okay, hopefully nothing else bad happens. I need to get home. And for the most part, it was partly okay. I mean, I drove pretty fine on the freeway a bit until I realized at a certain point I couldn't go faster than 60 miles per hour. Now, here your boy's like actually panicking because your boy don't know what the fuck's happening and he's not a car guy. So on the outside I'm like, the fuck? But on the inside I'm like, this is how I die. Clearly, this is how my life ends because I forgot to fix my car. So I got off on the freeway on the on-ramp and tried to do what I can to get to the school as quick as possible because technically when I left this school I had to go to another school. So I drive along the way. It's slowly cooling down a bit, but then I get to the stoplight and there's a huge traffic line in front of me, and then I realize it's just the temperature gauge is just slowly rising up to like the third quarter to like the full bar of it. And I'm like, what the fuck? This never happened. So the instant thing I did, I just turned off the car because I did not know if I should keep it running and possibly risk it popping or exploding, which I personally did not want to do that. Ain't got time for that, so I just turned it off. At this moment, your boy was thinking, okay, the school is literally just down the street. I have to hope that there is every green light that I come to is green. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very sad ghost. But luckily, it was a convenience for me that the light will turn green. And I just rushed into the school parking lot. And I remember as soon as I got and found the parking spot, I just drove right in there, got into the parking lot. I stopped instantly, put in park, took out my keys, and I checked it. And your boy, it was not the best experience for me because then I'm just seeing steam, all this mumbo jumbo coming out of my engine, and I'm just like, oh boy, I fucked up. I fucked up a lot. And so I checked the radiator cap, and it's fucking scorching hot. So I don't even bother touching it because apparently you don't want to do that because if you do, some of that fluid can jump like bolt out from there, and if it gets on your hand, it may cause severe burn. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But I had class at that moment. I had chemistry. So I just went on the class, just trying not to worry about too much. I told my parents, and it seemed like everything was going well for the most part. Until class ended, I had to go home, and I'm just like, okay, what do I do now? I have a car that's gonna overheat on me. And my house is still a few good blocks away. And it's been like a good 3 to 4 hours, so it should be pretty cool. So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go off to my car. I hope it's able to drive home. I hope I'm able to get there in time and turn it off. So I do that. I go to my car. I check to make sure that it's not scorching hot, and it's not. But I realize there's no fluid in it, and I'm like, oh boy, this is very, very bad times. Which I do not condone this. If you having car problems and you know you don't have any fluid or stuff to keep it in, you call help. Do not do what I did, because that was probably the dumbest thing I had ever done. So I had to drive home. My dumbass thinks, all right, I'm gonna just have to gun it and hope I don't fuck up more than I already did. So I'm driving home. I make it past like a good 10 blocks from school, and I'm going by the cemetery that's on my way home. And that's when I see the fucking meters just slowly rising hotter and hotter. I'm like, please don't do this to me. I gotta get home. I ain't nobody got time for this. I ain't trying to fuck up and get my car fucked up by this. But clearly that wasn't the way, because I think I made it worse. So I drive as fast as I can, but in a safe way as possible. Even though on the inside of my head, I'm having like a whole siren going off in my head. But I continue driving, and it gets to the point that it gets almost close to completely overheating. So I had to pull over to someone's house, turn off my car, leave it off for 5 minutes, and I had to think to myself like, okay, well, bro, how the fuck are you gonna get home? Your house is literally probably another 12 blocks away from here, and that's not including the stoplight you had to go to. So I took it upon myself saying, okay, I'm gonna have to stop a lot, because if it gets hot, I can't drive it because I don't want it to pop. So what I did was, after 5 minutes, I'll turn on my car, quickly drive on when the light's green, and when it gets close to like overheating, turn it off again and wait another 5 minutes. Probably not the best moment for me, because it was so annoying, because I feel like at any moment it could have just popped or exploded on me. And I'm not sure it could explode, but in my head at the time, I'm thinking, this is a tactical nuke incoming. This is a 24 kill streak, and it's ready to go off. So besides that, I somehow making my way home, luckily, and as soon as I park my car in front of my house, I'm just looking at it like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. I will never let this happen again. Next day, I go check it out. The car doesn't want to start. I'm like thinking, fuck, it fucked up. So I take it to the shop, found out, oh wait, there was just a bunch of error in it, so they fixed it. I was able to drive it, and since then I'm like, all right, I don't like my car, so I'm not gonna take people driving in it, and I'm just gonna do me, and hopefully keep it up to date. That was the plan, and that was going well for a good year, until recently it happened again. And I will say personally, after that, I learned I am not a fan of problems happening while driving. Not the best feeling for me. I panic a lot, and I've realized I am a really big scaredy cat when that happens. But then that's just me. Anyways, that's probably enough of me ranting already about this. But I will say this to any of you guys that's having car problems, leave a comment down below about your story and your issues about it, and your things that scares you about driving. As for me, I have to go fix my car, and also look into this whole For Honor game that just came out. God, love the game, but I hate it. Anyway, catch you guys later. Bye bye.